Life is weird, man. You do things, you set goals, some targets to achieve, you strive for them, you work hard towards them. And why do you do that? To reach your destination, whatever that destination in your life might be. Whether it's owning a big house or a fancy car, buying 20 body pillows, or selling your toe pics on OnlyFans, whatever it is, that's what you're headed to on your journey. And whilst watching Girls Last Tour, something really stuck with me. And that is, life is more about the journey than the destination. Chito and Yuu, our protagonists, are two girls who don't really know what their destination is. They travel from place to place in a dead wasteland, just scavenging food and any other parts or goods they might need. And you know, when there's nothing else to do in the world, you can't help but contemplate life, and of course also try and enjoy the little things along the way. The kind of things that we take for granted nowadays, you know? Good food, music, a bath, whatever these two might come across in their travels. They often find themselves wondering about the world before them and what it might have been like before it fell to ruin. Fragments of the past come in the shapes of buildings, vehicles, books, but really the story just follows these two enjoying each other's company, whilst exploring and trying to enjoy whatever is left of their life. And the main thing is, at least they've got each other rather than having to occupy the mind whilst travelling alone. The two of them really are polar opposites in personality. Chito is calm and smart, whereas Yuu is louder and cares less about what's actually going on. I mean, her biggest worry is fucking food. I don't know about you guys, but I hate having to fucking think about food. I hate having to decide what 3 meals I'm gonna eat each day. It's tedious. But anyway, back on track. Although they are different, they both share the same sense of curiosity about the world around them, and I think that's why they work so well together as the two protagonists, because each of them bring their own perspective on the problems they face, or the experiences they go through, even though they have the same goal. And because they're different, they kind of rely on each other. Chito pilots the Ket and Crad, and Yuu has skills with firearms. So they rely on each other for practical reasons, but they also rely on each other for emotional support too. And all I could think about while I was watching is that I thought I would never be able to describe a show as both wholesome and depressing at the same time, but that's really the best way I can put it when talking about Girls Last Tour. It's a completely unique experience, which, you know, is one of the reasons I love anime as a medium in general. The art style is somewhat cutesy, but when it's paired with the gloomy and like hopeless look of their surroundings, it works really well in immersing you into their journey. The characters and art are there to remind you about the wholesome parts of it, whilst the music, sound and visuals all make you feel like the world around them is pretty much dead and gone. The landscapes are beautiful, but you know, most of the time there's ruined and decaying buildings, and they're dabbed with like very little colour, so they give you that grey and gloomy feeling. And although I'm being fucking depressing right now, and that most of the world of Girls Last Tour is pretty lonely and desolate, the experiences we get to watch are for the most part positive. The things in life which you might consider mundane or typical are all new to the girls, and it's always interesting to see how they're going to tackle them. For example, something as simple as taking pictures with your friends, or the calmness of listening to music. Each new experience they have feels very gratifying, as if you're experiencing it with them again for the first time, and it distracts you from the cruel world that they actually live in. Now, the anime is quite philosophical by nature, and the girls often ask the big questions about life, but they never dwell on them too much or let it sway their emotions. It's not like Evangelion where you've just had your mind literally fucked and you have to just try and work out what just happened to you. It's more that they just speak kind of casually about it, you know, wondering whether there is a god or what the meaning of life might be, but they don't let it get to them. And really, the best way I can summarize this show is through Jing's quote from Hunter x Hunter. You should enjoy life's little detours to the fullest, because that's where you'll find the things more important than what you want. In the context of Girls Last Tour, I feel like Jing's quote is saying that the relationships that we build with others are much more important than our goals themselves, or in some instances they coincide and create new goals. Of course, the girls' main goal is survival, but when they talk about their reason for living, even through their arguing, Yuu always says that her purpose to live is to spend time with Chito, and Chito feels the same way. So for me, this was just a beautifully written journey, and I just wanted to share my thoughts about it. I hope you enjoyed. If you feel like it, maybe subscribe or like or leave a comment, or none of the above, but I'll leave it there for you guys to decide. Take it easy, drink some water, and peace.